Hey guys, so I'm pleased to report at least up to 2.5 hours really making peace with this shoe, but it took a shit ton of enhancements, for lack of a better way of saying it. I'm going to go into those in case anyone else is struggling. I am too. Almost took two really horrific falls doing some basic class 3 climbs, and just to give you an idea, I've never fallen, never come close to falling on class 4. Also 5th class, won't do that again. It was where the trail didn't exist, in that legendary approach shoe that's now discontinued. So needless to say, my motivation was pretty high for making these shoes work. And other companies out there, this is unacceptable. Vibram Mega Grip, the Pomoka, that's the shoe it occurred in. Salua's Pedrox, which, mind you, they're hikers, but Salua, that's unacceptable if that's the same blend of Pomoka that you're putting in your wildfires. It was not lack of skill. The damn shoes would not grip the rock. So sorry, I just had to call that out after my experience, but I just feel more thankful for this shoe, even after what it did to me, and even more motivated to make peace with it. So far I'm doing just that, taking a month off or so, but I am doing some walking, and like I said, I did successfully go 2.5 hours hiking in this shoe. I as you can see here, unexpected shoelace bite. I'm going to get into why that might be and how to fix it. So at the time I did that 2.5 hour test hike, I did have to swap out the shoelace bite. It just really got pretty bad at that point. But all of the other issues were gone. I mean, like, not even the slightest, faintest bit of discomfort, let alone, blatant wounds like the last time. Not even the slightest bit of pressure or crushing in the toe region. So I'm going to go into these enhancements and show some of the products. So the first thing in terms of order of severity, I think most would agree, if you've seen the last video, would be the wounds in the heel region. Like I said, undoubtedly it was coming from the basically being a hard shell in there. So to my pleasant surprise, I was basically got off with this thin little butterfly bandage. It's by 3M. I got it on Amazon. I was planning on using the mole foam padding, which might have been problematic in terms of this stuff is so thick. You get 2 to a pack. You can cut it to size. Each pad is, I measured it, one of the open ones, it's a 1/4 inch thick. Problem is, when I had tried this before taking the adhesive off, my toes were just being jammed up against the front of the shoe because it was so thick. So just super happy this did the trick. And I put in there, it might take some trial and error. So inside the shoe, there is a black strip. I'm hesitating. I don't even want to call it padding because it's still pretty damn hard. I guess it's padding relative to the rest of the shoe. Nice demonstration, and that is exactly why I'd like to see somebody do that. I did cut the sock, and it's not causing any issues. Really, other people have commented about that. I mean, it's your own preference. I'm sure there's people on here that doesn't bother me. It was a pain in the royal ass to get these off and on. And part of the reason why I'm resting, ankle went way down. Once a year I do get regenerative injections, so either stem cell, my own body stem cells, for those people that are against it, it's my own body stem cells, or Prolo or PRP, just with all the hiking I do. So ankles and knees get beat up, and this would have been an absolute no-no. But you can see I got that off one-handed. You're probably not going to do that. So scissors solve that. You don't want to go too deep. You can see I didn't go too deep, just a little cut there to make it much easier. All right, so I was about to show there we go. It's coming out a little shiny strip right there. So it's rock hard above that, and then above that it's super soft. It's just the sock, but there is a little part right there that's rock hard. Clearly that's not bothering me. I did 2.5 hours, didn't feel a thing, been walking in these, and so I don't want to remove this. And you can super glue that in. You can see mine kind of slipped out of place, but it's kind of been a little, it's been like that, and I haven't noticed any discomfort. So in my case, I put it below this black padding, and that did the trick. Some people might get rubbed here, real rock hard. And not only rock hard, the seams, like if your heel does touch it there, that's gonna rub, even if you can get away with not cranking your shoelaces. And then you can see, second talking point, it's really hard to get out. I don't want to mess with it. I tried to show someone, the second enhancement is a hard or semi-hard insole or insert. So in there is part of a super feet. Show what that is. Or a Bergenstock. When I did the 2.5 hour test hike, this is a Bergenstock. And that actually solved 2 issues. The first one there, I don't even think I talked about in the first video because that was so minor compared to the other issues. But there was a bit of discomfort in my midfoot. The shoe was just too narrow, not by much. And that's actually quite a surprise. I have a narrow heel, not by much, slightly narrower than average heel, average midfoot, and slightly wider than average forefoot. It's a real joy to fit. Don't know if anyone else is like that. So basically, both the super feet and the Bergenstock solved that in full. I personally like the super feet better. Just show it, toggle over here. And like I said, I have a slightly wider than average forefoot, so my reason for cutting it has nothing to do with the quirky design of the Arc'Teryx Vertex Alpine. Before cutting it, I tried it in about 4 other different shoes, and my feet just weren't having it. But for those people that don't have a wide forefoot, it's not really focusing on the insert, but there we go. This is quite wide, quite nice bit of padding, more than you're going to get with your average insole. So you can see right there, even in the photo, about 3/4 of a length right up to your midfoot. That's a hard shell. I call it semi-hard or semi-rigid because if you've ever had the old school, like super hard orthotics, it doesn't feel anything like that. But it's hard enough to just squish down that really narrow midfoot. And that's just not my opinion either. I read quite a number of other people that reviewed the shoe said the same thing about the midfoot. And then my best guess, the near 100% resolution of the discomfort in the toe region from the hard shell. So as I said in the last video, and even if I stuck the camera there, you just can't see it. It's not quite as bad as in the Achilles region, but this is just underneath this. The tough toe didn't make a difference, so I recoated it. It's a mesh, but it's just, there's no padding under there in between the sock and the harder mesh. And it just, I said in the last video, you can take, I used an old insole and cut it up and jammed it under there. So it's really nice, I guess, with just that extra lift with the super feet. The left shoe, I don't have any padding in there. I guess it just lifted my heel up enough and angled my toes downward, having cut the front of it, that I don't have any issues. On the right, it's like, I don't even want to pry it or fish it out, but I used a corn cushion, little tiny corn cushion, and that did the trick in full to eliminate the remaining discomfort. And they come in all shapes and sizes, but you want to get, I'll show it in a minute. I got mine at Walmart, but this looks to be an identical. I think at Walmart you don't have to spend 11 bucks because there's a lot in there, 54 count. Yeah, mine didn't have near that many. I don't go through them that fast, but that was the same kind of thing. And that is drawn or shown pretty much to scale. They're tiny, but they're decent thickness. Oh, it says it right there. The specifications, and that little thing has been doing the trick. And then the final issue, I never mentioned anything like this in the last video because I was not having issues. Ended up putting my mole foam padding to use after I made the first 3 enhancements that worked in full pretty much. I was getting really bad shoelace bite, and this mole foam padding, 100% resolution. And that's what I was actually just working the kinks out this week. I'll show the shoes in a minute, but I had to actually, to my surprise, double up. So you can see right there, I have 2 of them stacked on top of each other. And the big one, show it from this angle, I cut a big rectangle. I'm just kind of tracing it with my finger. And then the littler one, a thin, narrow rectangle that just goes like that. Because that's the most pressure. We're having a narrower heel. I'm cranking the shoelaces. People that don't have a narrow heel, you might not be cranking the shoelaces, might not have this problem. But if you do, or just need that extra support, this works in full. What I love about the mole foam padding, the adhesive is much better. And these could always be super glued, or I have some glue that's actually, I like better. I got it from my cobbler. Super glue forms a very rigid bond. It'll probably still work. I have not yet had to even glue this on. I'm sure if I do any stream crossings or if it rains, this will probably loosen up. The adhesive on this is better than the one on the butterfly bandage, but once you position it, you like it. I may end up super gluing that. But yeah, guys, this did the trick for now. I'll update once I'm back to hiking to see if these fixes, enhancements, whatever you want to call it, hold up for, in the 7 to 12 hour range. I mean, at the very worst case scenario, if I had to rock out in a different pair of shoes, I've got a huge day pack now. I can pack, these performance beasts if I had to. I just feel so blessed. I mean, the fact that I got 2.5 hours out of them, that's such a peace of mind, such a relief. So hopefully this helps someone else. And Arc'Teryx, hopefully you hear the voice of the customer, because I ain't the only one. Just read the reviews on your website, read the reviews on REI's website, and other companies, get with the program. We need more options like this shoe in terms of its performance. Peace out, guys.